It is a revolutionary act to be. You use Tinder, do you do this? Men are trash, women ain't shh.
I know you impressed.
People can tune in with foresight and hindsight.
This is self-mastery, baby.
I think in hindsight,
They give you an hour. That's actually an honor.
My God, in hindsight,
I said, well, you know, I have to listen to the rest of my program.
And when I think about that in hindsight, that did calm me down.
That's exactly what I needed.
So today I wanted to talk about relationships, being single, partnerships, unions, everything, because this is something that governs a lot of our lives. And the last time we did a video on relationships, we were spilling the tea on exes, being single, being alone, and relationships. That video did really well. And I realized, well, a lot of us relationships, love, right, partnerships, these things are on our mind. And we live in a time where it's kind of getting tricky. Like dating is getting different. You know, meeting people is almost getting more difficult, although we are so connected, right? I was on live stream yesterday and I asked how many people here are single, and 99% of people are single. Now, there's nothing wrong with being single, right? And today I wanted to talk about the benefits of being single and also the benefits of being in a relationship. And maybe when is it time to be single? When is it time to be in a relationship? Or when is it time to simply just date? Whatever it may be, I think these are powerful conversations because it's on the tip of our hearts, it's on the tip of our tongues, and to create the space for it is something I love to do. So personally, me, I feel as if I have always been really good at being single. Like I would claim to be a master at solo living. I love my space. I love my alone time. I love being single, right? When I'm single, I don't really crave being in a relationship because I feel as if I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. And a lot of us who are single, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. We all know when you are single, it can be a great opportunity to have the space and the boundaries for yourself, to learn more about yourself, to just be open, to be free, to date if you want. I think dating is important. I think dating multiple people is important as well, if that's the space you are in. If you are still kind of unsure of what you want, what type of person you want, dating, right? Casually dating, honest dating, right? Not tricking people, not doing anything negative to people or lying to them, but being honest that you're just dating can teach you a lot about what kind of partner you would like in your life, because now you're dating multiple people, right? You have multiple examples, multiple experiences, and it could be fun. And as long as you're honest and there's respect there, I don't think anything could really go that wrong. But a lot of us, when we are single, we wish to be in a relationship, and then we struggle with, why am I not in a relationship? Why can I not find someone that meets my values, that meets who I am? And I always talk about chemistry and compatibility are not the same thing. I think it's very important to have non-negotiables. Things that are non-negotiable for you when you are dating, when you are looking for that significant other. These non-negotiables could be, you need someone that has a similar belief system as you. You need someone that wants to live in the same climate as you, right? Like things that are important for your compatibility. Because a lot of the times we have chemistry, right? We feel connected to someone, we have chemistry, we're attracted to them. There's a spark, there's spice. They spice up your life, right? But there's no compatibility. You're not aligned in your beliefs. You're not aligned in what you want in this life. And that is simply only going to take you so far. Chemistry can only take you so far if we're talking about long-term partnerships, marriages, life partners, which we're going to get into, right? To me, the benefit of being single is you get to figure out your non-negotiables, what you want in life, you understand? And you get to learn about yourself on an individual level. Because of the society we live in, 100 years ago, everybody was forced to get married at 20 years old, very young. Now we get to explore more of ourselves for a longer set of time. There's less pressure to be in a relationship because families aren't really forcing you like that. I know there's still cultures that do, but for a lot of us, we have the freedom to be single. And that's a beautiful thing as well. It's an opportunity when you are single because you have the freedom to go in any direction you want. Learn about yourself. You can date. Just prioritize your space, your boundaries, learn about those. So by the next time you get into a relationship, you're coming into that relationship with so much new knowledge of self, because knowledge of self and self-awareness is very key in creating a lasting relationship. But I also think relationships are more important than ever before, because it's as if they are a lost art. I think in Canada, I saw a study where I think 65%, I'm not sure if this is the exact number, so my apologies if I'm wrong, but it says something about 65% of marriages end in divorce. And I know a lot of people, we see these statistics and we get afraid of the idea of marriage or having a life partner, because we're like, these things don't work out. Especially with the era we're in, where we have the Tinders and Instagram, and it feels as if there's a million fish in the sea and people want to explore all their options. I'm starting to notice that there's less unions, and I think it's really important we have those unions. We have those life partnerships, and those life partnerships become an example of the beautiful things we can all have in our life, the love. I think most people, I would say 90% of people, at the very least 90%, want to have somebody at some point for the rest of their life. Most people are looking for a partner. Some people are very happy and content alone for the rest of their life. It is very possible. I've always thought of myself as somebody who could be alone for the rest of their life. Yeah, I would have relationships, but I always thought, hey, if I don't end up finding the one, I'm okay with that, because I have so much passion for so many things in life. But now I'm also thinking it is a revolutionary act to be in a life partnership, to be in a marriage, to create union in this world at this time in 2021 and beyond. It is a revolutionary act to make that work, because we don't have a lot of working relationships. People are afraid to get into relationships because they're afraid of heartbreak. They're afraid of getting cheated on, right? They're afraid because they have so many disappointment relationships in their past and failures. They don't believe it could work. I don't think there's enough positive role model situations out there. Even the relationships where we have celebrities as these celebrities and we see their relationships, we're constantly seeing these celebrities break up. We're constantly seeing these celebrities cheat on one another. There's not a lot of good, faithful, loving connections that we get to see. And I think this is really detrimental. I think one of the most important things a lot of us can do is, when we are ready to get into a relationship, or if you are in a relationship, to nurture a really good, loving relationship and be an example on this earth for what I believe is God's love. You understand? I believe a good relationship is an example of God's love. And I believe to have a good relationship, your marriage, your unity, your life partnership has to be more than each other, right? You can't idolize the relationship. You can't idolize each other, thinking that you two are solely just going to make each other happy for the rest of your lives. But I think your relationship has to be beyond you, right? There has to be an idea, a belief. To me, that would be creation. That would be God. When you put your faith in above, now you're like in a threesome with God, with creation. And no matter the struggles you go through, I believe you will be guided through those struggles and be able to have a long lasting relationship, because every relationship is going to have its struggles. You're going to butt heads. At times that chemistry is going to be lost. But if you have the compatibility and the faith, you understand, knowing that you are both dedicated to becoming better human beings, and knowing that you are both dedicated to be loving, compassionate human beings to yourselves, to each other, and to the world, I believe you can last through anything. We need that on this planet. We need positive examples of loving connections, because we're living in a society where unions are less. There's less unity. There's more division. There's less families. Families change the world, you understand? Like, that's the root. That's where you create good values, morals, energy, love, right? That's where you have good meals. We're losing that. We're moving into an individualistic society, and there's so much division. When I go on Twitter, I see men and women just warring off at each other. Men are trash. Women ain't shh. I see it all the time. You see sexualities going at each other. You see gender idea versus gender, all these things going at each other, and there's so much division. So to me, a loving, positive union, a loving, positive relationship, that's a revolutionary act, you understand? You can change the world by finding love in your life. First, Of course, finding that love for self, that knowledge for self. When you are single, that's an opportunity to cultivate that love, to cultivate that knowledge. And then though, when you find somebody, and be open, be willing, know you have your non-negotiables, but no, you may meet someone that has things about them that you didn't even know you wanted, right? So you got to be open. But when you can create that with somebody else and be faithful, right? Be dedicated to something bigger than yourselves and move together in life and be an example, to me, you are doing something for creation. You are honoring life. You understand? You are being an example of the purest love of them all. And that's a revolutionary act. And that is something I am so interested in now. You understand? Your boy Hines is ready for love. I'm not even being honest. I am ready to be in love. You understand? I am talking to somebody right now that I'm quite interested in as well. So we'll see how that pans out. But I think, when should we be in a relationship? When is it time to be in a relationship? I think you know when you are single that you're like, hey, I've learned as much as I can learn being by myself right now. And I have so much love that I want to pour into somebody else and them pour into me. Not saying that we need that other person to make us happy, because we created that happiness already within ourselves. But what's the point of having all this love if we can't share it with somebody we love? I think also at times it's time to be single when you are too attached to people all the time, when you depend on people to fill your cup and you're going from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship and nothing seems to work out. That is an opportunity to be by yourself, because there's something to cultivate in that space. There's something to cultivate by yourself. But it takes a lot of self-awareness to know which space you are in. And the hard thing is, I know a lot of us struggle with meeting people. A lot of times people ask me like, oh, how do you meet someone? Like, do you use Tinder? Do you do this? Do you like blah, blah, blah? And to me, I just have faith in like being spontaneous with life. Like, I just think the dots are going to connect. That's how I always am. Like, I meet people through other people. I meet people through natural conversation. It could be through Instagram. It could be through whatever. But me, I'm never like hard looking for somebody. I just put the intention out there saying, hey, I am ready. You know, I've done the work on myself and now I am ready to love. Make it happen. I put that intention out there and it just happens. You know, anytime I've been in a relationship, I didn't force it. It just happened. And I think that's something we can all do. But if you really want to be super proactive, of course, you can like use these dating apps and all that. That stuff is not my style. I personally don't want to be on a dating app, but I have nothing against it. But to me, I think just setting the intention out there, knowing if you are in the space to share with one another. And if you are, knowing that that's more than just a relationship. Again, that's a revolutionary act. In a world where there is so much division between men and women, between gender and gender, and I know there's lots of different types of dynamics, there's not just heterosexual relationships, but I speak a lot about heterosexual relationships because that's what I know, that's what I experience, right? But in a world where there is so much division and we can all see it and feel it, but in a world where we all want so much loving connection, it is now more important than ever, when you are ready, to believe you can cultivate that love and create it with somebody and be an example. Be an example of the greatest love of all when two people come together. And there's no need to rush into these things, but also don't allow these things to pass you by, because we're only here for a short time. And you don't want to look up one day and be like, wow, I was so fearful for love. I didn't create anything with anybody. You understand? So you don't know in hindsight, everything gonna be all right. That's my ideas on love right now. 2 is better than 1, but 1 is powerful. When you are by yourself, you're not even with 1, you still have 2, because you are with Jah. You're with God, you're with creation. When you have 2, when you're in a partnership, now you're actually in a threesome. Now 2 of you are with Jah, the universe creation, you understand? And for a successful relationship to actually work and defeat those bad statistics of 65% end in divorce, I think you have to be devoted to something above yourself. And that thing above yourself, life creation, will guide you through the struggles and support you. And you will have a loving union for the rest of your life. If this is something y'all want to talk about more, let me know and we'll do it.